Today, amid the devastation caused by the deadly attack at the train station in Kramatorsk, Ukraine, there was a green light given for some military aid that Ukraine desperately needs. Its neighbors to the west, Slovakia, is sending Ukraine Soviet-era S-300 long-range air defense systems. Now, this can shoot down cruise missiles and warplanes from hundreds of miles away. Slovakia made the donation on the condition that it would quickly get a replacement. The U.S. says it's going to send Slovakia a Patriot battery like the ones you see here with U.S. service members to operate it in the coming days. The Patriot is an advanced surface-to-air missile system used by the U.S. and NATO allies to defend against enemy aircraft. The British government is also ramping up its military support, announcing a £100 million package that includes anti-tank missiles and portable air defense systems. A speedy shipment of weapons could not come fast enough for Ukraine. U.S. and British intelligence say Russian forces have fully withdrawn from northern Ukraine, but they're regrouping for a mass redeployment in the Donbas in the coming weeks. Joining us now from Kyiv is Evgen Yenin. He is Ukraine's Deputy First Minister of Internal Affairs. Mr. Yenin, thank you for being with us tonight. And I want to ask you about the weapons that Ukraine is asking for. But before I do, I have to get your reaction to this deadly attack on the train station in Kramatorsk. What can you tell us?
Of course, we consider this act as act of genocide, as of unpredictable atrocity. As far as Russians directed their missile directly to the crowd of people who were waiting for evacuation train. At that time, a waiting room of railway have been gathered around 1,000 people. And unfortunately, the victims of this very crime have become mostly women and children that were trying to help to save their lives from occupants. Of course, we will take our utmost steps in order to bring criminals to justice, as occupants have to pay off for this cynic war crime. And with regards to the military assistance we urgently need, I'd like to mention, first of all, long-range impact weapon systems, in particular, large caliber artillery, multiple launch rocket system, main battle tanks, infantry, fighting vehicles, and armored personnel carriers. All that should be supplied with massive amount of ammunition and spare parts. This short list of requirements would allow us to continue degrading demoralized Russian army and compensate their air superiority, as well as quantitative predominance.
Let me just get into that a little bit, because your foreign minister was in Brussels talking to the U.S. Secretary of State and the NATO allies, and he said he had three things on his list: weapons, weapons, and weapons. Every day, and increasingly when we see these atrocities like we did at Kramatorsk today or Bucha on the weekend, you see more stuff happening, more countries who are either cutting off the gas and oil supplies or more countries who are offering you some of the things you talked about. What percentage of what your wish list looks like do you believe you're getting right now?
Actually, we are quite happy enjoying high-level support, not only political, from our strategic partners. But as you know, every day we perish our best people, children, women, and best ever soldiers. And each day of our fight would cost us quite a lot. So the sooner is possible would save additional lives of our people.
One of the most important things about this battle that has been going on is the presence, the daily presence of the president, Volodymyr Zelensky, including his visit to Bucha. And one of your jobs is coordinating security and his presence there. Obviously, that's a very big deal. Every time Volodymyr Zelensky is out in public, that's a big issue. But you have weighed that it is a valuable thing to have him out there and visible to the Ukrainian people and the world on a daily basis.
Yep, we do appreciate daily presence of our president, who is quite brave to visit the most sensible places of our fight. And of course, it strengthens greatly the morale of our troops and the population as well, as we don't need only to fight our enemy, we have to return liberated cities and villages to normal life. Just this morning, I've been visiting one of the most affected city of Kiev region, that is Borodyanka. It's 90% destroyed, and our rescue officers are doing their best to extract people from the ruined houses and renew supplies of water, electricity, and heating, as people have to turn back to their homes. And our rescue services, together with police, are checking their houses and seeking for different unpleasant surprises left by Russian Federation, like hand grenades, mines, and other unpleasant tricks I've been mentioning.
Evgen Yenin is Ukraine's Deputy First Minister of Internal Affairs. Mr. Yenin, I know that your days are very long, and thank you for joining us tonight.